Hi everybody, welcome back to the Makeup Podcast. This is Jen Shaughnessy. Today we're going to talk about makeup for maturing skin. Now, there's definitely different reasons for aging, whether you're a sun worshiper or a cigarette smoker, or you've been extremely dehydrated and stressed. Maybe you've got some personal or health issues that are causing your skin to age faster than it does. Maybe you look older than you are. There's definitely something to be said for your skin's age and your personal age. They don't always correlate, but basically what I'm referring to is overcoming the challenges of applying makeup to skin that has changed in texture. If your eyelids are super wrinkly and really thin, you really want to avoid putting lots of heavy products on your eyes. I highly suggest using a matte finish primer that's more of a concealer-like consistency. Tarte Shape Tape is a great product for that. It comes in a doe foot applicator that's oversized, so you can put a couple dots of the tip of the applicator on your eyelid and then very gently pat it in with a really soft brush and pat it around until it's blended. You can follow that with eyeshadow. I definitely recommend using matte finish eyeshadows. If you're using any sort of sparkly or shimmery or metallic finish, it will highlight the imperfections in the skin. And if that's something you're trying to avoid, and you probably are because you're here to get tips on how to make the skin look less mature, then again, please use matte finish shadows. The most important thing is to use brushes that are not super harsh in terms of the ends of the bristles being hard and feel like they're poking you. You want to irritate the skin as little as possible. The skin on your eyes and around your eyes is the thinnest skin on your whole body. It's very delicate and you want to treat it like a baby as much as possible. Now, you're going to notice when I said this, I did not say apply your eye cream first, right? I've said it in a couple other podcasts, so if you missed it, I'm just going to repeat myself, and if you've heard it already, I'm sorry. But when you're applying your eye cream, you're not going to put your eye cream on your eyelid. You're not going to put it up to your lashes. You're going to put it underneath your eyes and above your brows, okay? And this is when you're applying eye cream during the day. If your skin's really dry, go ahead, apply it at night if you need it. But you really want to follow the directions on your eye cream. It may not be meant to apply on the eyes, and if you're having sensitivity issues with your eye cream, that's probably why. It's probably because it's not meant to touch the eyelid itself, and it's not meant to touch the inner rim of the eyes. So that's something you want to pay attention to, is the instructions of the eye cream that you have. The next step after applying eyeshadow is going to be your eyeliner. Now, again, going back to the skin being delicate and super soft, you want to use pencils that are really soft and spreadable. Kohl pencils are great. They're extremely soft. You can put a little bit on and smudge it so that it doesn't look dark. And what I recommend doing is either, it depends on the pencil. Sometimes you can go halfway over and you still need to smudge it back and forth. Sometimes you can go about a quarter of the way over from the outer corner of your eye and smudge it into the inner corner, and it's enough. So just work with your pencil a little bit. Start by applying it to the lash line and the outer corner of the eye and working your way inward. Stop at the quarter way mark. And then take your smudging brush and gently push it and slide it over to the inner corner of your eye. If it's not enough, add a little bit more. Start from the quarter mark and work your way in, and then go back and forth and just spread it until it's nice and soft and it looks diffused. This is going to help with making the eyes look less harsh, which can also age you too. So the softer and more delicate looking it is, the less it's going to age you. And it's not to say that you can't use a dark black or a dark brown, but you just don't want a really harsh, hard line from corner to corner, because that's what's going to age you. And yes, you can do it in the bottom line, again, just as long as it's soft and it's blended. You can do the same process for the top of the eyelid if you want. And you can skip the eyeshadow altogether. It really depends on how much makeup you want to wear and what you're comfortable applying. You can start at baby steps. You don't need to do a lid color, a crease color, a brow highlight. You can just do an eyelid color and let the concealer that you've used or the primer that you've used be your eyebrow highlight. So these are things you'll just have to play around with. These are general rules and they're not going to work for everybody, but these are just steps that you can take to minimize the appearance of aged skin. So once you're done with your eyeliner, you're going to apply a mascara. If you're struggling with lashes, a lot of times when you age, if you've developed thyroid problems or you're taking medication, a lot of times your eyelashes are going to be super brittle. They're going to break off. They're going to stop growing. And it's just a matter of finding the right mascara that will work for you. So if you're struggling with length, you want to get a lengthening mascara. If you're struggling with the thickness of your lashes and you want them thicker, you're going to want to use a volumizing mascara. And if you're struggling with both, just look for something that does both or layer two. Now, as far as the types of mascaras that you can use in the brands, I love L'Oreal Voluminous mascara. Love it in carbon black, love it in black, love it in black brown. I mean, it's whatever you want. If your eyes are watering, I don't recommend using waterproof mascara every day because it will contribute to further drying out your lashes and being super brittle and break. So, it's not recommended to put waterproof mascara on every day. I would just really try to get to the root of why your eyelashes are watering. And I would first start with looking into whether or not your eye cream is being applied directly to your eyelash line, because if that's happening and it's getting into your eyes, it's going to make your eyes water. Also, one of the reasons why you should not be applying your eye cream directly to your lash line. Okay? So that's really it for eyes. Let's move into foundation and complexion. I really want to hammer it into your brains that the more frosted, shimmery, glittery, metallic-y, any sort of reflection whatsoever in any of the products that you use, whether it's lips, eyes, cheeks, or foundation, will bring out imperfections in your skin. So if you have crow's feet, if you have developed wrinkles on your face, if you've been a smoker for a really long time and you've got smoke lines in your lips, you don't want to use anything frosted, glazed, or dewy finished in those areas at all, because it's going to bring them out and it's going to make them look 10 times more noticeable than it would be if not. So take that into consideration when you're choosing your foundation and your concealer. Look for words like illuminating. If it says illuminating on it, it means it's got pearlized, shimmery pigments inside it, and that's exactly what you want to avoid. It's not to say that you necessarily want a matte finish, because sometimes those can be pretty chalky and bring out the same thing because they settle in the lines and they're pretty thick. So you kind of want to look for in-between stuff. So the Shape Tape foundation is great. The Shape Tape concealer is great. It comes in a matte finish and a hydrating finish. I like both of them. So go to Sephora or Ulta and try them out and see what you think. Put one on one side and one on the other and see what you like better. Put a tiny little bit in the most noticeable spots that you have that have lines in it and see what you think. And the same goes for any other brand. Try stuff out. Don't be afraid. Go to the counters. Be like, hey, I need a foundation that's great for my skin. I'm aging. This is what I'm concerned about. I don't like this wrinkle here. I don't like these crow's feet here. Point out what you don't like. Ask for options to try. Go with the bare face, as hard as it is, but you really want to see it on your skin without anything else next to it because you want to see how it performs on your skin. So, and also go with your lotion on so that you know how it reacts to your lotion or cream or whatever it is that you're using on your face for skincare. So that is that's what I'm going to say. I'm in my car driving, and I just got beeped at. So that's all I'm going to say for foundation and complexion as far as like how to pick it out. How to apply it is going to be based on what exactly you get. So you're going to want to either get a foundation brush or a Kabuki flat top foundation brush if you're using a cream. You're going to want a concealer brush to use for your smaller areas around your nose and under your eyes. You're going to want a small powder brush to apply and set in under eyes with the concealer. And you're going to want a powder brush to apply the powder all over the face. As far as that goes, I'm not a huge proponent for layering on tons of concealer, tons of foundation, and tons of foundation powder. I like a light concealer, a decent coverage foundation, or a full coverage foundation, and followed by setting it all with a loose powder like an HD powder or a sheer powder, but not so much loading it up with a heavy foundation powder. If you don't like liquid foundation, that's fine. You can just use a concealer in the spots that you want to cover, and you can set it with a foundation powder. Not a big deal. So again, it's finding what you like, how much coverage you want, what you're willing to do per day, and what you can do per day. Those are all things that need to be taken into consideration. As far as applying blush and highlighter is really going to depend on what kind of condition your nose is in, what kind of condition your cheekbones are in, and what the skin looks like in those areas. Because really where you're going to apply it is the top of your cheekbones, right above your blush, and on your nose. So if you're worried about the texture in those areas and it looks a little wrinkled, you're going to want to avoid putting it in there. Otherwise, you're going to magnify how much there is in wrinkles and imperfected skin. Your blush can either be cream or powder. Again, just avoid anything with a metallic finish, frosted finish, no sparkles, and put it right on top of your cheekbones, along the cheekbones, and then underneath the cheekbones is where the contour is going to go. If you're going to apply a contour, you can either apply a cream contour, powder contour. Again, never frosted, never glazed, never glittered, nothing reflective, okay? So that's pretty much it in terms of what to do for mature skin. The most important thing is not using products that are going to magnify the intensity of how many wrinkles you have, or crow's feet, or lines, whatever you want to call them, age lines, tiger stripes, whatever. Just don't apply anything that's frosted, shimmery, metallic, glittery, sparkly, any of that to any of those areas, okay? Lips are going to be a challenge. I'm sorry, but as you get older, they deflate. So you can either live with it and use cream finishes on them, nothing super dried looking so that they look cracked, nothing long lasting because those are extremely drying and end up looking cracked, and nothing super glossy or wet looking because that's also going to do the same thing and make them look more noticeable. So, you can either live with it or you can get injections. You can get Restylane. You can get some kind of filler. Look in your area for someone that's super reputable. If you live in the Capital District and you want some recommendations, please feel free to reach out to me at my email, muah@jenshaughnessy.com. Please do not send me requests for third-party network marketing companies like mascaras or lip scents or Motives Cosmetics or anything like that. I will not respond, okay? But if you're generally asking me a question about makeup or how to apply makeup, or a recommendation for a product or provider or anything like that, please feel free to reach out to me. Thanks so much for listening. I am so happy. We're in over, I think, 24 countries now, which is pretty incredible because we've only been on the air for about a month and a half. And it's amazing how fast this show has grown. So I'm really proud of it and really thankful to all of you listeners out there for making it possible. Thank you so much. I hope everybody's doing well and have a great day.